Ben Foakes completed his first 100 as a Surrey player to put his side on top after the second day of the LV County Championship match with Gloucestershire at the Kia Oval. The home team's domination confirmed by a brilliant spell of bowling from Tom Curran. Surrey began the second morning on 279 for 5, and although there were a couple of edges that didn't carry to the slips first thing, the two overnight batsmen, Gary Wilson and Foakes, did their best to press on, wanting to make the most of the hard work done by the majority of the top order on the previous day. These two ensured that their team collected a third batting bonus point by passing 300 just in time, and with that done, Wilson pulled Liam Norwell for this 6. But next ball, the bowler had his revenge as Wilson used the back of his bat to send this delivery to Will Tavares, the batsman on his way for 37 at 317 for 6. An early lunch was taken after a rain shower took the players off 90 minutes into the day. James Burke with this boundary, which had his team up to 343 for 6. That rain stuck about for a bit longer than anyone had hoped for, which meant a late start to the afternoon too. Foakes looked to advance, having scored only 18 runs in the morning. He went a dozen overs without scoring a single run at one point. He'd moved from his overnight 57 to 87 when he lost Burke at the other end, James Fuller winning an LBW, which had the batsman out for 18 at 363 for 7. Foakes struck 3 first-class hundreds as an Essex player, but this was his first for the county he joined in the winter, and what an excellent knock it was from the 22-year-old who's done enough in his short career to be looked at by the England Lions. This ton had come off 188 deliveries, and that was his 12th 4. Gareth Batty now looked to push the sluggish scoring rate up a bit. It was his innings which started to frustrate the visitors, who, although taking time over getting their wickets, had been well disciplined throughout and had given very little away. But Batty now went after Jack Taylor, the spinner getting through 39 overs in this innings. Batty's fine 50 came off only 41 balls, including 7 fours in that, and it was his partnership with the ever-watchful Foakes which made this a large first innings total on this surface. They added 80 runs together in 16 overs, the skipper with 50 of those. But he was out just a couple of balls later, a whip off Norwell landing into the hands of wide mid-on, Batty out with a total on 443 for 8. That became 448 for 9 when Curran missed a swipe off Taylor and was bowled for 4. Before Foakes' 5-hour vigil was ended on 118 as he gave Norwell his second 5-wicket haul of the season and his 38th championship success of a very promising summer. He ended with figures of 5 for 112 as Surrey were all out after 145 overs for 448. Such a long time in the field was never going to benefit the Gloucestershire batsman, and Chris Dent now edged Curran's third delivery behind to Wilson. Curran looked fired up from the start and was rather unlucky when Tavares didn't drag this ball back onto his stumps. But the bowler did soon have his man, Tavares playing down the wrong line to be bowled for 19. Curran, son of the former Gloucestershire all-rounder Kevin, was celebrating again in his next over with a big wicket of Michael Klinger, who on 6 was out in a very similar way with a total on 34 for 3. Curran was by now an unstoppable force, and his 4th wicket followed in his 6th over as Ian Cobain timed a shot but only as far as Batty at mid-on. Curran now had figures of 4 for 9 from 6 overs. He came off after one more, which allowed Burke to strike in his first over, Benny Howell offering the bowler a smart return catch. So Gloucestershire were now in a hole on 50 for 5, still 398 runs behind, and they needed for things to change, and quickly. It was left to their captain Geraint Jones to try to do something in partnership with Hamish Marshall, back in the side after a calf injury. Jones dominated a 6-wicket stand of 47, his contribution to that being 30. But with only 5 overs of the day remaining, he was comprehensively bowled by Burke, the total now on 97 for 6. And to confirm an excellent day for the home team, Taylor also had his stumps hit by Curran, a superb delivery which gave the 20-year-old his third 5-wicket haul. That was the last ball of the day. Curran heading off with figures of 5 for 17 from 10 outstanding overs, which has reduced Gloucestershire to 102 for 7. They will start the third morning a massive 346 runs behind. Marshall still there on a battling 30.